What is going on, everyone? We are here tonight at Silverstone. Give everyone an opportunity to vote on another track, as we would potentially have 3 street tracks in a row, as next week will be round 10 and the finality here at ZRL and Season 11. And everyone picked Silverstone. Track won by a significant margin. So there's basically no doubt as to which track we were going to be running. Now a little look at the forecast. You guys can see in the bottom left, looking at cloudy for the race, or excuse me, for qualifying, and then cloudy again for the actual race. So no interesting weather tonight. The only thing interesting happening is that it'll actually get more sunny once we get to the end of the race. Looks like Marcel Pabst here pushing for the first time tonight. Marcel Pabst has won 6 races this season. Had a really rough race last season, last week, but was bailed out by a late safety car at Baku. So he went from, I think, something like P14 all the way up to P2 because of that late safety car. So, setting a nice lap here. Stelios behind him actually beat his middle sector. So Stelios hopping in front of Marcel here on our first push laps here. Major Castman in that Whataburger car, always on the mediums to do a little bit of pace practice before he does his final push attempt. So his time will always be a little bit slower than our soft runners. Now, a lot of complaints here with this track on this game. Seems that the scan of this track, or whatever they did with this track, it is quite a bit bumpier than it has been in the past. And then with the nature of these very pointy cars, this track is just very bizarre compared to years past. Nathan Doan going into P4. So right now our top 5 are separated by less than a tenth. Marcel Green not too far outside of that top 5. Now very, very close so far. Let's see. We have Terrence here on the exit of Cops. And Freddie Razzle pushing a little bit behind him just at the end of Sector 3, or Sector 1 there, excuse me. So far, everyone except for Major well below the mid-27s. Major is on those medium tires, as you can see there on that leaderboard. So Terrence doing a 28.3 here at Silverstone in his first push attempt. Fred bailing out of his lap, so either an issue or invalidation there for Fred, so he goes back into the pits. Mateo putting it into P2 right here, 26.5, so we're still top within 1/10 or top 5. It kind of looks like Terrence is pushing now. Maybe Terrence did a prep lap here to get a little extra temperature. That's why we see a 28.3. So he's pushing. His battery is on. He has enough fuel to make it to the end here. shows purple on his map, but that is not purple. Mateo actually pushing also. Mateo just at the fastest first sector. And where is he at? He is 3/10 up on that time, so it's going to put him well onto pole here when he finishes this lap. So Mateo pushing twice on the same set of tires or going back in. Ooh, a little bit of a snap there for Mateo. (26.3) for Mateo, so breaking that 1/10 little stretch between our top 6. And then Terrence also finishing his lap here. Nope, he did finish his lap, so a bit of an improvement into the 27s for Terrence. Yeah, it's being pointed out now by our drivers that they changed the engine sounds. I was wondering that last week. Things sounded differently, but I haven't spent a ton of time on the game except for broadcasting. Yeah, they do sound quite a bit different. I'm assuming this is still the canned sounds that don't make any sense. Yeah. So, Stelios here. Looks like he's pushing for the second time tonight. Previously on pole until Mateo put himself on pole. Excuse me, just paying attention to his engine sounds. This sounds exactly like they did last game, so I don't have trouble noticing any difference. Here goes Stelios through Cops for the second time tonight. And Freddie Razzle puts himself on provisional pole, beating Mateo by about 200s here. Stelios down up on his time by 3/10, it appears, maybe. So let's see where he can do. He's going to run into a little bit of traffic here before he finishes his lap. Hopefully it doesn't impede him too much. Hope they're getting out of the way. So nice sportsmanship from the Mercedes and Ferrari there. So Stelios finishing his lap with a 26.2 puts him into provisional pole by over 1/10 of a second. Oh, Stelios pushes himself up. Cam Bourne here pushing into Cops here. I think that is Marcel Pabst. Nope, that is Marcel Green, actually. Actually will be the next one to finish a lap, so we'll hop on board with him as he heads towards the third sector. We can see his delta. He is not improving on his time, so we have... Who is that behind him? I believe that is... No idea. I believe that's Major Castleman right behind him, so we'll hop down board with Cam Bourne, I believe. Cam Bourne 2/10 up on his time. So even with 2/10 wouldn't get him very far. It would keep him in his current position, but it would be an would be an improvement. So let's see what Cam does as he crosses the line here. 26.6. So he does gain a little bit more time. Jumps in front of Marcel Green, who was not able to improve on his time on that previous push lap. Simon Carlson here getting a tow here from, it looks like, Marcel Pabst. Ooh, both of them losing the car. A little bit of an arrow wash moment for Simon, and then Marcel just losing on own. Simon is going all over the place right here. Let's see, does he still improve? He does. So 26.4 for Simon, taking advantage of Marcel. Driving behind him. So Simon moving himself into P4. Marcel Pabst into P7. Actually, Nathan Doan popping in front of Simon there. So very nice lap from Nathan here. So I believe we have Major Castleman here pushing. I can figure out how to... There he is. As he heads through Maggots and Beckett's and then into whatever it's called, whatever straight this is. A hanger straight. There you go. And into Stowe here for Major Castleman. So a lot of time to gain for our boys in the Whataburger cars. Major Castle moving himself into P8 with a 26.6, just barely in front of Cam Bourne. Looks like that is it for pushing at the current moment. 4 minutes left in the session. We'll have to wait probably a minute or two before everyone starts going out for their final attempt. So, with the vote on the track happening or being finalized on Wednesday, had a bit of a shorter week prepare for this track, although I'm not sure anyone's doing a ton of practice with the current state of things. What? So we may not see exactly the quickest that everyone can go. And also it will be really interesting to see what everyone decides to do. Saw last week at Baku that the alternate strategy starting on hards was quite effective. We just kind of got it ruined towards the end. As the tire strategies were converging, a safety car came out. And then in the D2 race, safety car also heavily affected the tire strategy. So it will be interesting to see what happens here. I imagine that historically here at Silverstone, the undercut is very effective. So it would not be that big of a surprise if we continue to see medium hard as the dominant strategy. So actually, Terrence here, the one way out here, actually he's already pushing on his final. Oh, nope, battery is on, but he is headed to start his final push attempt here. Major Casman's still in the pits. It's going to be really tight for him as he is coming out of the pits with only a minute 30 to go. He's going to have to push quite hard. So here we go. Terrence currently sitting at the bottom of our order right now with a 27.9. A lot of improvement for him here. Or a lot of time to gain, excuse me. So let's see. More corners and he will be at that Sector 1 line. Or Sector 2 line, excuse me. So a bit of an improvement there for Terrence through the first sector, a 10.5. Heads through left field, very wide of the apex there on the exit. Whataburger car may still have some of that Williams filth on it. And through Cops, easy flat there for Terrence. And through Maggots back at some Chapel here. Very smooth for Terrence here. Let's see, up 3/10, but needs 1.3 seconds just to move up one position, so may not be improving enough to make a difference for his starting position. Ooh, very invalidates as he goes through Stowe there. A little bit too much on the entry. A little too much inside curve on the entry there. Cost him on the exit. So no improvement for Terrence. It may not have made much of a difference here. So Marcel Paps, the next one to go around here. Actually, I think next one to go around is actually Freddie Razzle here. Fred's going to go into the pits. So Fred not improving his position here, but Marcel Paps did Major Castman. He got his lap started, so Castman is pushing Marcel with the fastest second sector here as he heads into the third sector. Ooh, very close to understeering off the track there as he goes through Stowe. Through Club here. The last time tonight, Marcel Paps, 26-0, so puts himself on provisional pole. Looks like Nathan behind him, putting himself into P3, 26-2. I believe that is Simon. Or actually, that's Cam Bourne. No improvement for Cam Bourne. Simon back here behind Mateo, trying to tow himself to the line. Let's see what Mateo does, and we'll see what Simon does. Oh, Simon takes a little too much curb. Loses the car, so Mateo over the line, puts himself on pole. Mateo beating Marcel by less than, what is that, half a hundredth? Excuse me, yeah, half a tenth. So big there for Mateo. And the Major Castleman, 26-3, puts him into P6. So Castleman doing his best with that Whataburger car, but Mateo on pole over Marcel Pabst here at Silverstone. And Mateo setting the fastest first two sectors, and then down on Marcel by about what looks to be about 900ths in the final sector, 800ths in the final sector, but enough to put him on pole by just a tiny bit. So still relatively close between and our qualifying, only about half a second down to P8. It's already a nice show from our boys here in D1. All right, and always, like always, a little reminder: we are a no park firm, a league, so we give everyone a minute or so to swap setups. Because of the fewer amount of people on the grid, I've been giving people fewer time or less time. So 60 seconds is the instructions to Simon. He'll ready up first, and then everyone will try to finish their stuff in that last amount of time. But again, hard to say what the strategy is. I'm coming in with basically no information. Hopefully we get a nice, exciting race between 11 drivers here. No one has any issues on this first lap. We can keep a nice train all the way to the end. Baku, until that safety car, until, I don't remember what happened. Baku fell apart pretty quickly, or not quickly, but for a while, Baku, we had a pretty nice train with the exception of the leaders. As Nick Aro just ran away from everyone because he has outclassed his grid by quite a bit. Delio says he bottled a 25-9 on the last corner. So unfortunate for him. But, you know, if Coach would have put me in fourth quarter, we would have won that state championship. I would have gone pro. Smoking up in the tub with my soulmate. All right, now we are underway here at Silverstone in D1. Mateo with a really nice start off the line here. Marcel now under threat from being overtaken by Stelios as we head in towards turn 2. Looks like Stelios is going to get that move done, so Stelios moves up into P2, and now Stelios looking to make something happen. There looks like Nathan Don't or Freddie Razzle and Major Castleman going side by side. Actually, no, now Nathan Don't. Freddie getting that position from Castleman. Ooh, and someone going around there. Looks like Major Castleman may have been tagged there, so he has fallen down to the back of the order along with Fred. But Fred's still with the rest of the pack here. A lot of bumping here with Cam Bourne. Terrence, excuse me, wrong button. Pull up our tires here. Looks like a lot of soft tires, so no hard start here. But Mateo hanging on to the lead of the race as we head into Maggots Beckett's in Chapel for the first time tonight. Bit of a gap forming between P4 and 5 between Simon and Nathan Doan. Marcel doing a really nice job hanging on to these leaders here with the slower medium tires. Stelios taking the lead of the race from Mateo. Nathan Doan actually getting a position on Marcel Paps there too. So the big question is, ooh, Marcel with a lot of squirreliness there as he goes through that final corner, I believe called Club Sandwich. But with the exception of the Whataburger cars so far, I'm getting my wish. Castleman and, yeah, both Castleman still about 6 seconds back from the rest of the grid. Let's go and pull up our tire performance information here. We can get an idea of how quickly these tires are going to degrade as we go around this track. And as we only see soft and mediums, it's likely we only see soft and mediums tonight. So Mateo still hanging in there. Stelios took the lead of the race as we went down the back straight for the first time. But now with DRS, Mateo should easily, or should have an opportunity to easily overtake Stelios, depending on the exit here. Stelios doing a good job as they go through the S here of Maggots, Beckett's, and Chapel. It looks like with the help of DRS, Mateo's going to go for it. And Stelios is going to hang on to that. Going to try to hang around the outside there. Likely got a track limit warning as he went around the outside, but and now Stelios is hanging on to it as we go into the final sector here. So he gets the position back, and Nathan having a big moment. Hop on board back here with Marcel Paps. Marcel so close to Nathan after Nathan having a bit of an issue, and so now Simon taking advantage of that and getting by Marcel. So Marcel having to check up to not crash into the back of Nathan gave Simon a nice opportunity to get in front of him. So right now the soft tires working very nicely for these guys. But Marcel Green, who I believe started in 7th place, up 1 position, so tire difference is not that big at the moment. Man, the sounds in this game are so weird. I don't know if it's like just makes the game feel cheaper because the sounds are nonsense, because it's just live recording, cuts of live recordings of cars rather than the digitally generated sounds of the cars that give you a little bit more context, or that actually worked in context with everything else. Here we go, 3rd time's the charm here for our for this train in the back straight. Mateo gonna try to go around the outside or inside here of Stelios, and he's gonna get that move done, but Stelios coming back at him. A little bit of a switchback here from Stelios. Will Stelios try to stick it around the outside here? No, another attempt at the switchback here of Stelios. Really nice second from Stelios, but Mateo is there, so it's difficult for him to push through. So really clean racing from Stelios and Co. right now. I don't know if that's me or Mateo having some issues there. A little bit of a lag spike there. It looked like Mateo going very deep into turn 3 there. Stelios setting up a nice run here on Mateo as we head down this middle straight towards Brooklands, and he's going to get that position done with the help of DRS. Now Nathan making nice work of his opportunity as he's starting to race Mateo here. Really cool camera angle here. Looks like Nathan's going to get that move done as we head towards Cops, going side by side through Cops, going to lead into disaster for both drivers. So who's going to back out? Mateo is on the inside, but he is further back. Oh, big snap overs here from Mateo. He doesn't kill Nathan, so really nice car control from both of them. Not a lot of moves there through that lap. It's like Freddie actually moved up in front of Cam Bourne. Now Simon and going for a move on Mateo here. Looks like he got it, but now Mateo's going to send it into Stowe here. Mateo just racing so aggressively tonight. Now he's going to try to send it here on Nathan. Okay, that is just suicidal. Luckily, no one got clipped there. Hard racing between Mateo and Nathan. Stelios hanging on to the lead of the race for now. Marcel Paps and Marcel Green in the two Ferraris. Currently in the middle of our pack. Major Castman doesn't look like he's actually gaining any time to our leaders, as he is still about 6 seconds off the back of Cam Bourne. Terrence likely see the position to his teammate, as he is losing more time than Castman. Castman's still showing nice pace without the help of DRS. So as we head back towards Cops here, Simon a little bit wide as we go through left field there. And as we head towards Cops, though, still nice exit for Simon, so no threat from Marcel Pabst here. Freddie Razzle, who's known to be very suicidal. Very, very close here to Jack Fletcher in that Red Bull. On the batter here is Fred. Will he try to make a move here on Jack? Pull the camera back to see. He's going to send it down the inside of Jack and force the position from Jack. So nice overtake from Fred. Nice and clean. Castman getting by Terrence as they go through that back straight. 6 seconds is the gap that Castman has to close. So a lot of work for him to do here. So we're about 20% tire wear for our soft runners. Mateo very, very close to Nathan here. Stelios with a solid gap here as we head towards this middle straight. What do they call it? Wellington Straight. So, under no threat of being overtaken here, Marcel Paps biding his time here, knowing he will be on the quick retire later on in the race. Depending on what everyone does do, I would imagine we're going to see mediums from everyone else. But that tire wear, basically half of the softs at the current moment. I'll back up with Simon, yep. 10% difference on the front left between Simon and Marcel Pabst here. Ooh, looks like a lot of squirrely driving from Mateo there. Major Castman goes off the track at Cops. Stelios getting overtaken by Nathan. So Nathan Doan now in the lead of the race. Simon really close to Mateo. Will he make a move here? Nope, Mateo going defensive as we head through the final few corners here. Looks like it's getting darker, actually, but still no rain expected. Ooh, a bit of a snap there from Simon. Marcel again having to check up a little bit to not crash into the back of people. So very patient racing from Marcel. Take a look here so we can see people's batteries. Looks like Mateo again trying to make some moves happen here. We're going to go 3 wide into this middle sector of this track. Stelios getting the lead back. Mateo not able to get any positions from this. Oh, he's on the battery trying to overtake Nathan as we head driving into the grass. Some very big lag there. Wonder if that is me or what. Hope it's not me. Having to host is not exactly what I had or what I would hope to do. But Nathan Doan, less than 2/10 here behind Stelios on the battery. He's going to go for the lead of the race here. And he's going to get that move done. Looks like Marcel Pabst starting to make some moves, getting by Simon back here. So the medium runners, we saw Cam Bourne on the leaderboard there getting in front of Freddie Razzle. So the medium runners now looking to take advantage of their tires. Start to move up in our running order. Marcel Green, 100% battery here, so Simon may just be out of luck here. Let's see, Simon looks like he's on the battery as well in response. Marcel's going to have to send it really late here. As we head through turn 6, Simon not giving it up, so holding the inside line as we head down through love fields towards Copse. Looks like Simon hangs onto that position for now. Mateo again doing the suicidal overtakes here overtake attempts at Copse. Nope, he's had to back off. Nathan, a little squirrely as he goes through there, but hangs onto it nicely. So our train continues to march on here. Now Mateo looking for a little bit of a switchback here on Nathan potentially. Oh, Nathan actually. Really nice switching from Stelios. Mateo having to back out. Ooh, he's going to send it really late. Oh, no. Oh, Mateo. Oh. Just, no patience for Mateo there. So Mateo falls out of the order. Stelios lucky to hang on to that. So now as we head towards lap 10 with the amount of tire wear we're seeing right now, it looks like we may be in that pit window now. So sorry about the camera jumps there. I'm just kind of rolling down the order. We're going to see stuff happen in front. Jack Fletcher here in the Red Bull, a little close. Oops, Stelios actually potentially going for a move on Nathan. Nope, the Delta got really low, but he backed out. So as we head through Copse once again, or head towards Copse once again. For the most part, has been a relatively clean race. Nice battle so far. Mateo trying his best to kamikaze into people, and he succeeded. That is Mateo. That endless aggression. But usually ends up costing him more than he gains from it. So Cam Bourne back in front of Freddie Razzle now into P7 behind Marcel Green. So those medium tires doing work. And now we see Stelios going for the lead of the race and Marcel Paps going down the inside. Nathan backing out of that. Marcel backing out of Stelios there going around the outside. But now Nathan going back at Marcel. Nope, he backs out. So Marcel gets in front of Nathan. Stelios gets the lead of the race. Or has retaken the lead of the race. Excuse me. Mateo the first one into the pit. So Mateo hoping for a significant undercut here to get himself back into this running order. Freddie Razzle back here on the soft little tire performance check here. 40% for Stelios. About the same for Freddie Razzle. So Mateo going on to medium tires. Definitely can make it to the end from the information we're seeing here. But I believe it was about 5 seconds of an undercut he'd have to do to catch back up at the back of this train. Significant. That it would be a very, very significant undercut. So Marcel Paps now looking to pounce as these medium tires are hanging on a lot better than these soft tires. So will Marcel Paps take the lead of the race? He absolutely will, and with ease with the help of DRS, but will Nathan follow him through? Nathan with a big change of spot here. Trying to go around the outside of Stelios. Having to go off the track there. Still hanging into there. A lot of people pitting as they battle through these final couple of corners, and now they're going to basically lose the DRS to Marcel because of that. Let's see. What is the gap? Once it actually pops up again, 1.2, so now Marcel can run off into the sunset. Nathan kamikazing into Stelios for the benefit of Marcel. So Ferrari still in that blood, and Cam Bourne actually and Marcel Green going at it very heavily here. Both of them with the help of DRS. Stelios, no DRS. Will Nathan send it as we head into Brooklands? He will not. Marcel Green potentially looking. Looks like we have a Haas, I believe, a Freddie Razzle. Stopped on track on the pit exit there. Missing part of his front wing, so Fred not where he'd like to be. in front of Mateo now. So Mateo actually catching up to Fred, but Fred did a little bit of a pirouette. So Fred going to concede that position. Mateo's going to go by. Jack Fletcher kind of being stuck in no man's land here. So we will see where he comes out relative to the guys still on the track here. Still have two soft runners in this lead train. Ooh, that is Freddie Razzle tiring on track. Nathan Doan taking P2 there as we head towards Stowe. Oh, some big battles here between Stelios and Nathan. Who's going to speed? Stelios sped. Oh, Stelios. He's tried this more than once this season, and each time it bites him in the ass. So Stelios with a 10-second speeding penalty. In Nathan, just racing Nathan with no regard for human life tonight. So both the Whataburger cars into the pit here. Marcel Green 3 seconds in front of his teammate. So let's see, where does Nathan Doan come out relative to Simon? So Simon actually going to hop in front of him. So nice undercut from Simon, if you excuse the 10-second speeding penalty he has. And Nathan actually has a 10-second speeding penalty also. It didn't actually say that. Yep, so Simon, Nathan, Stelios all with 10 seconds. And Jack Fletcher out of no man's land. Back in this train. So Mateo 5 seconds off of these guys. Simon 23 seconds is the gap to Marcel Green, who is currently the third medium runner on the track right now. Marcel Green being patient there behind Cam Bourne, who will be the first one to pit. 15 laps on soft tires would be very difficult. Likely to see something like 12 maximum. But here we are. So Jack Fletcher, with all these 10-second penalties, potentially put himself on a podium just by sitting behind these guys, being in a nice position once these medium runners pit in front of him. Stelios looking to be really aggressive here as we head through and into turn 3, excuse me. Now bumping and grinding here with Nathan Doan, fighting for this position. Not going to get it done. Nathan doing a good job of holding the inside, but Stelios now with a nice run potentially as we head into Brooklands. Stelios going to try to send it down the inside. Nathan giving him a lot of space there, but Nathan hanging on to the inside of the corner as we head through left field back towards Cops. Both of them on the battery here, side by side as we head towards Cops. Simon pulling away a little bit there. Actually, Stelios, Nathan backing out, and Stelios getting that position. And then up towards the front, Cam Bourne getting back in front of Marcel Green with the help of DRS on that back straight. Now Mateo still about 5.5 seconds behind these guys. But with the amount that they're battling, he has a really nice opportunity to put himself back in this fight. So we are now, what I would assume is the pit window for our medium runners to pit onto some soft tires. Looks like Marcel and Cam Bourne are losing time to the medium runners, but it may not be significant enough for them to hang on to this position. The battling they're doing is hurting them in the long run, but at the same time, these 10-second penalties are making this a little bit of a bump there from Cam Bourne on Stelios. Really no damage for Cam Bourne there, but very aggressive dive from Stelios, taking the lead of this little train here. Jack Fletcher just chilling behind. Cam Bourne and Marcel Green battling here again for On P2 and 3, they still have yet to pit. Looks like Camborne will be the first one of these medium runners to go ahead and get off of these tires, which leaves both Ferraris effectively in no man's land here. So the big thing will be, where does Camborne come out relative to... Oh my goodness. Oh, Simon, as soon as we pop to Simon, he is ghosted. Stelios has fallen behind. Fletcher gets in front. Simon has a heavily damaged front wing. And Jack Fletcher now takes the lead of this little train. Or excuse me, Nathan Doan takes the lead of the little train. Let's see Camborne coming out right behind these guys. Excuse me, not right behind, about, let's say, 2.5 seconds, 3 seconds here behind Nathan and Jack Fletcher. Simon having to replace that front wing, putting on some hard tires. But now the big thing here is Camborne on these fresh softs likely have a nice time to catch up with these guys. Let's see, what does Stelios have on these medium tires? Will he battle Cam enough to keep him from catching these guys? Nathan currently as we run right now, Jack Fletcher would finish on the podium with Nathan's 10-second time penalty. So Stelios actually, you can see that difference in pace already. Stelios, who doesn't have very old tires, under 10% on the front left there, 11% on the left rear, is already losing that DRS gap to Camborne. So Marcel Pabst or Marcel Green pitting back-to-back here. So we'll see how this works for them. Jack Fletcher setting the fastest lap of the race, so second Jack gets in front of all of these guys. He is cooking, comes out right in front of Marcel Pabst. Marcel Green going to come out behind Mateo. So Mateo has caught up with somebody here. But the big question here is how quickly Camborne now... Bigger gap to Stelios than to the guys in front. So how quickly will Marcel be able to get in front of Fletcher and Nathan here? Nathan basically cooked because of this 10-second time penalty. So as we're running right now, it looks like our podium runners are Jack Fletcher, Marcel Pabst, and Camborne. About 10 laps to go. It's like Nathan gonna try to overtake Jack for the lead of the race, but Marcel following Nathan through. Now Marcel on these fresh softs, gonna race Nathan through this final sector, gonna try to hang around the outside. A lot of contact between both of them. Marcel basically bumping Nathan off the track, or off the line there. Nathan, big snap, but recovers. No damage shown for Marcel Pabst. So likely very fortunate that that did not happen, but Camborne now in the run, or in position to fight for this podium. Well, with Nathan's penalty, he would be on the podium. So, how well will these mediums run against these fresh softs? We've already seen Camborne close the gap to these guys. He had about 2.5 seconds as he came out of the pits and has closed that gap. We can see that delta. Nathan struggling to hang on to the back of Marcel here. Marcel, a lot of battery very low, so he is likely pushing. See Nathan going very, very wide off the track there at Copse. And getting a 3-second time penalty. I guess what's another 3 seconds on top of your 10-second? So the big thing, though, is as we see there, those soft tires already at 11%. We'll hop on board here with Nathan as the lead medium runner. Only 15%, so Marcel setting the fastest lap of the race. Nathan falling out of that 1 second delta to Marcel, so we'll unlikely have DRS. We'll not have DRS as we head towards this middle straight here. Jack Fletcher may see an opportunity here to go for a move, and Cam Bourne as well, as they will both have DRS and Nathan will not, so Marcel is cooking right now. And as predicted, Jack Fletcher going around the outside, but a difficult place to make that overtake stick. Nathan looks like he's going to back out and let let Jack Fletcher have that position. But now Nathan Doan is under threat of Cam Bourne. Cam Bourne on the battery, but wisely backing out as we head in towards Cops. He's going to take everyone out with a bizarre overtake at Cops. So Nathan being a little bit defensive here, knowing Cam Bourne looking to make a move here as we head through Maggots, Beckett's, and Chapel for the 18th time tonight. Nathan on that battery, Cam Bourne heavily on that battery. Cam Bourne going onto the grass, getting in front of Jack Fletcher, but not able to follow Nathan through and overtake him. So Cam Bourne, Nathan getting that move done, and now Jack Fletcher stuck behind him. So Marcel Pabst off into the sunset for him. And the battle for this final podium position, Nathan will unlikely finish on the podium tonight here with 13 seconds of penalties, but Jack Fletcher and Cam Bourne are still in a battle for who gets P2 and who gets P3. So Jack Fletcher really close to Cam Bourne really close to Nathan. No shot. Cam goes for an overtake here on Cops, right? Yeah, not on the back on the battery. Looks like he's going to go for it. Nope, backs out at the last second. Nathan hanging on to that position for now. Hop on board with Jack Fletcher here as we head towards our Maggots, Beckett's, and Chapel here. So Cam Bourne going to take that position from Nathan. Jack Fletcher may try to send it down the inside here. He does. Nathan's going to try to hang around the outside here. Going to go off track again. Crackling warnings are for sissies. That is what Nathan always used to tell me. But Marcel Green getting closer and closer to these guys. So now Fletcher going to have to dump a little bit of battery to catch back up with Cam Bourne. This battling between these medium runners is definitely hurting them in the long run, as these soft tires, the second they get any kind of space, start building a bit of a gap. So Jack Fletcher having to do a little bit of work here to try to hang on to the DRS of Cam Bourne. The Delta should close a little bit here with the assistance of that DRS. Nathan Doan with another penalty, but who cares about penalties? It's all about beating people on track. A tire check here, 19%. So those softs should overtake these medium tires in the next couple of laps in tire wear. So we may see the momentum swing back towards the mediums by just a little bit at the end of the race. In theory. But now with Cam Bourne in the front of this, the battling has slowed down a little bit. It's Cam on the best tires, now in the front. A bit more difficult to try to go for overtaking opportunities here as these guys are losing time as they go through the slower corners of this track. Jack Fletcher there, not on the battery, so content with sitting behind Cam Bourne until he has a better opportunity. Nathan Doan will still be looking for moves. Nathan, always a very aggressive driver. We'll always have that highlight of him at Vegas, effectively driving someone into the wall and then cheering about it. That was pretty fun. But I don't know if we have that highlight anywhere. But thank you, Nathan, for moments like that. But now Jack Fletcher overtaking Cam Bourne as we head into turn 6 and then through Love Fields here. Jack Fletcher now back in the lead of this train. Marcel Green only 1.2 seconds behind Nathan Doan. Likely to catch up with him at the end of this lap, if not the middle of the next lap. But Jack Fletcher not able to build much of a gap as we go through Maggots, Beckett's, and Chapel. So he may be under threat of being overtaken by 2 cars here. So let's hop on board with Nathan and let's see how this goes. So here goes Cam Bourne, going to go down the inside of Fletcher. Nathan going to try to go around the outside. Ooh, and Jack Fletcher, bit of a slide there. So he trying to give Nathan space there, loses out and gives Marcel Green an opportunity to get into that train a little bit prematurely. Jack Fletcher still in the fight here. Just have to regain a little bit of time here after momentarily losing the rear of his car. But now we're at that point where the medium tires, their percentage tire wear is a little bit lower, but we will see what that means for the actual pace of the tire. With 3.5 laps to go, we have a 3-way battle for the final 2 podium positions as Nathan has 500 seconds of penalties. And Fletcher and Marcel and Cam Bourne have no penalties. So Jack Fletcher and Marcel Green are both sitting at 2 track limit warnings, whereas Nathan Doan has 9 track limit warnings and a 10-second speeding penalty. So just a little bit there. 16 seconds for Nathan, 13 for Stelios. But a bit of a shout out here to Mateo after kamikazing into the side of Stelios' car. Has recovered back into P6. Stelios, I think, driving with a little bit of damage. Nope, just only damage to his ego. So his pace has fallen off after that collision with Simon. Simon in the pit here and get lapped. So he's going to try to steal fastest lap as he is P9, so he would get the point as if it would matter at all. So here we go, guys. Lap 24 of 26. 2.5 laps to go. Cam Bourne currently sitting in net P2, taking Nathan's penalties into account. Fletcher currently sitting on the final podium position. It's like Cam Bourne not electing to overtake or go for an overtake on Nathan there as we go into turn 6. Hang on to this position as we've seen a few times already tonight. Overtaking before we get back to the back straight. It just leads to you being overtaken again pretty much right after that. So a little bit of a snap there for Nathan again. Nathan having a little bit of issue on some corner exits here as these cars can be very snappy. Lots of wiggles here. So let's see, so Camborne should go for an overtake here. Let's see what Jack Fletcher's able to do in response. So curiously, Marcel Green not opening his DRS flap there. Nathan Doan overtaken by Camborne. Jack Fletcher still hanging on to that position in front of Marcel Green. Let's see, how hard does Nathan fight these guys with all of these penalties? Still is actually being overtaken by Terrence. Oh, and there goes Marcel Green, just suddenly goes sideways, so into the wall. So Marcel Green likely out of this podium race here. So Jack Fletcher no longer under threat, can just focus on looking forward here. Not going for a move here on Nathan. What will Nathan do as we head towards the final lap here? Will he fight for the lead of this train? Or will he let Fletcher and Cam go at it? Nathan with a lot of battery stored up. No doubt he's going to race these guys to the end, regardless of his 45 seconds of penalties. So let's see. Let's hop on board with Jack Fletcher here and see how this plays out as we head into this back straight for the penultimate time tonight. Jack with a huge amount of overspeed here. Nathan being really patient on the overtake attempt there to not be overtaken by Jack Fletcher. They're going side by side with both of them. Will Fletcher send it down the inside of Nathan? Nathan squeezing him towards the inside. Jack, oh, big bump between both of them as Nathan forces Jack to go over the curb. Nathan just parking the bus for Cam on the exit of the corner. Now Marcel Green back in the fight between these two. Jack Fletcher just barely within that 1 second delta of Camborne. Nathan Doan still here. Will Nathan send it? No send from Nathan yet. Jack Fletcher a little bit wide, almost a bump there from Nathan. Jack Fletcher should have DRS as we head towards this straight. His delta was there, and no DRS for Nathan. So, or excuse me, for Jack Fletcher. So, Jack just having to dump a bunch of battery here. Nope, not on his battery, but still has a nice exit, and is going to hold Nathan behind for now. Camborne looks to secure his P2, so the battle for P3 is still up in the air as Marcel Green is now behind Nathan Doan. Jack with a bit of a loss of grip there on exit. You can see Nathan's battery's at 95%, whereas Jack's is at 20%. So Jack under threat significantly here, as he will not have DRS as we head down the, what do they call it, the hanger straight for the 26th time tonight. So Nathan right on his butt here. Should easily overtake Fletcher, as Fletcher, not a lot of battery here. So what will happen to Fletcher? Now Fletcher under threat of Marcel Green. Fletcher trying to squeeze Marcel Green. And Marcel Green gets that position from him. So unfortunate for Fletcher there. The battle between him and Nathan is going to end with him being overtaken by Marcel Green on the hanger straight. Nathan with 35 seconds of time penalties will drop him quite far, it appears. Maybe not far enough for Mateo to jump in front of him. Marcel Green, Camborne, and Marcel Paps on the podiums for our race tonight. And Simon finishing a lap down, unable to actually secure that fastest lap. So losing out on that fastest lap by less than half a tenth to Marcel Paps. So Marcel will hold on to that. Stelios car spun around. Stelios doing donuts. That's the final car, still on track. Stelios, a big driver, or long-time driver here. Always a very clean racer. Always a very competent racer. Big improvement in pace for him over the years. So I believe this is his final race. If not, shit, everyone's final race. With our turnout right now. So congratulations, guys, for finishing round 9. And congratulations to our podium sitters. So just for no interviews tonight, so we'll just move on to our deltas here so we can get those recorded. Make sure telemetry fails. Marcel cooking everyone as usual for his 7th win in 9 races. So here we go. There's our final running order. Nathan with 16 seconds of penalties. Drops him from P3 down to P6. It's still a really nice race from him. Racing with no regrets tonight. So tomorrow night, hopefully we'll be back on the air with Division 2. And then next week, be our final race weekend with Monaco, and then that'll do it. So thank you guys for whoever tuned in tonight. Maxime decided to take a nap, but still nice recovery from his teammate Mateo, getting up to P5 after kamikazing the side of Stelios' car, as we mentioned. But again, thanks everyone. We'll be back tomorrow night. Hope you guys have a nice